This is the story of how fashion's most exclusive night became a battleground between billionaire ambition and worker rage, and how the 2026 Met Gala turned into the most controversial cultural event of the year. Every first Monday in May, the Metropolitan Museum of Art opens its doors for the Costume Institute benefit, better known as the Met Gala. It's virtually the most glamorous and exclusive social event on Earth. Roughly 450 to 700 people receive the coveted invitation. A single ticket costs $100,000. A table runs $350,000. And you can't just pay your way in. You have to be invited by the museum itself. But in 2026, one man apparently found a workaround, and it cost him somewhere between $10 and $20 million. Back in February, the Metropolitan Museum of Art announced that Jeff Bezos and his wife, Lauren Sánchez Bezos, would serve as honorary chairs and lead sponsors of the 2026 Met Gala. The theme was Costume Art, an exhibition exploring over 5,000 years of fashion by pairing historic garments with iconic artworks from across the museum's departments. The dress code was elegant in its simplicity. Fashion is art. Anna Winner, now serving as Condé Nast's chief content officer after stepping down as Vogue's editor-in-chief, praised Lauren Sánchez Bezos as a force, saying the gala needed her energy. Not everyone agreed. The backlash hit immediately and hard. Critics pointed to Amazon's donations to President Trump's inauguration fund, Amazon's backing of a $40 million documentary about First Lady Melania Trump, major layoffs and editorial decisions at The Washington Post, which Bezos owns, and perhaps most pointedly, Amazon's contracts providing cloud computing services to immigration and customs enforcement. As one guerrilla poster plastered across New York put it, the Bezos Met Gala, brought to you by the company that powers ICE. Then there were the workers. A 72-year-old Amazon warehouse employee named Mary Hill, who struggles to live paycheck to paycheck while battling cancer, became the face of the opposition. "Most of my coworkers work 2 jobs," she said. "Why is that when we work for one of the richest people in America? Make it make sense." By mid-April, Boycott the Bezos Met Gala posters appeared across Manhattan. A self-described anti-billionaire group called Everyone Hates Elon launched a full-scale campaign, funded by over 1,000 donors worldwide. Their messaging was blunt. Tonight's Met Gala will be brought to you by the taxes Jeff Bezos didn't pay, by worker exploitation, by contracts with ICE and the IDF. Shame on every A-lister that attends. There can be no red carpet for Trump's billionaires. The group had history with Bezos. They'd previously unfurled a banner at his wedding in Venice that read, "If you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax." This time, they went further. In the days before the gala, they hid roughly 300 fake urine bottles inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art itself. Each bottle was sealed and contained water and food coloring, not actual urine, but the symbolism was unmistakable. It referenced reports of Amazon warehouse workers being forced to urinate in bottles to meet productivity quotas. Outside the museum, they placed a basket of plastic bottles labeled Met Gala VIP Toilet, with a sign reading, "Installed in honor of Met Gala chair Jeff Bezos." Go ahead, it's good enough for his staff. The night before the gala, protesters projected a massive boycott message onto Bezos's Manhattan penthouse, the Chrysler Building, and the Empire State Building. A video played on the side of his home depicting an Amazon worker criticizing the company. Meanwhile, a coalition of labor groups, including the Service Employees International Union, the Strategic Organizing Center, and the Amazon Labor Union, organized the Ball Without Billionaires in the Meatpacking District. Their counter-theme to the Met Gala's "Fashion is Art" was simple: labor is art. Lisa Ann Walter, the Abbott Elementary star who emceed the event, showed up in a white pantsuit with the words "Art belongs to everyone" written on the back. She described Bezos as a Q-tip with a yacht. The show ended with participants walking a runway as the crowd threw sunflowers and roses onto the stage. Several high-profile celebrities publicly refused to attend the gala. Bella Hadid, Zendaya, and Taraji P. Henson all boycotted. Henson was particularly vocal, posting, "I am so confused by some people that are going. I am just like, what the hell are we doing?" Actress Cynthia Nixon called the event exactly the kind of reputation laundering and cultural rocket fuel Bezos needs to keep destroying America. Even New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani said he'd skip the event to focus on affordability in the city. Then came the night itself. At 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday, May 4th, attendees began ascending the iconic Met steps. Beyoncé returned for her first Met Gala appearance in a decade, arriving as a family with Jay-Z and their 14-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, who was making her debut. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were there. Nicole Kidman and Venus Williams served as official co-chairs. Keke Palmer wore a wimpy necklace worth $1 million, featuring over 1,200 diamonds totaling 211 carats. Doechii arrived barefoot, calling it her secret way of getting out of wearing heels. Sarah Paulson told reporters her outfit was called the 1%. Lauren Sánchez Bezos walked the red carpet solo in a Schiaparelli gown by Daniel Roseberry. Jeff Bezos, notably, didn't join her on the carpet. He was spotted inside the event alongside Lauren's sister. Given the climate, it's not hard to understand why he stayed out of the spotlight. But the spotlight found the event anyway. Midway through the arrivals, a protester breached the entrance. According to page 6, the individual pushed through the crowd of fans and press, jumped over multiple steel barriers, sprinted through traffic, and vaulted another barrier, getting as close as the photographer pit, before being tackled by a swarm of security personnel and NYPD officers. Video shows multiple guards piling on and taking the person to the ground in seconds. A-listers including Heidi Klum and Olympic figure skater Alyssa Liu were just feet away. Tom Ford instinctively put his arms around Julianne Moore to shield her. He was only about 20 feet from the commotion. The arrested individual was reported to be Amazon labor union founder Chris Smalls, though initial reports weren't fully confirmed. Smalls, who had previously been detained by Israeli forces in July 2025 when his ship carrying aid to Gaza was intercepted, had been protesting Bezos' sponsorship of the event. Despite all of this, the 2026 Met Gala raised a record $42 million, up from $31 million the year before. The museum's director, Max Hollein, framed the event as part of the history of American philanthropy, where people across the political spectrum support cultural institutions. The new 12,000-square-foot Condé M. Nast galleries were set to open with the exhibition on May 10th. And that, in many ways, captures the paradox of the 2026 Met Gala. It was simultaneously the most successful fundraiser in the event's history and the most protested. It raised more money for art than ever before, while critics argued it represented everything wrong with how wealth intersects with culture. As fashion commentator Michael Gross put it, every eye in the world is going to be on that. Even the haters can't help but be fascinated. No one likes a billionaire in 2026. But apparently, $42 million still buys a pretty good party.